Hello.
Hello, Jake.
Hi.
Hey, this is editor Bill Hernandez with rockbandreviews.com in Fort Lauderdale. How's it going?
Good, buddy. How are you doing?
Good, good. Yeah, we have a quick phoner set up for right now. Is it still a good time?
Yeah, this is fine.
Yeah, no worries. So where you at today?
Oh, I'm just hanging out in LA today. We got back home from our last tour about a week ago, so just kind of recouping, taking some time to just chill out and doing some writing, doing some working on our new album to put some new songs together. So, yeah, just always trying to get the next thing going, you know.
Exactly. Well, it's great to have some Cali class on the other end of the line. I'm actually from Santa Monica and Burbank area. So,
nice.
So I freaking love California. But I'm in Fort Lauderdale, which is the next best thing to California, I guess. You know?
I actually love South Florida. Yeah, I love it over there. It's great out there. We love coming through, and I grew up down there in Homestead, actually. So I've got some roots in Florida as well.
So you know that when you go in the water, you can actually see your feet, versus California,
nice.
where even in the summertime in LA, the water's freaking freezing when it's 90 degrees, you know?
Exactly. Yeah, it never quite warms up like you guys get it. So, yeah, absolutely, man. We're probably both a little, wishing we could be any other place sometime.
Exactly. We'll just switch off. But you're going to be here August 31st, so I'm sure you're going to see a lot of friends and stuff while you're here at Revolution in Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah, it's going to kill her.
Awesome, man. So, kind of looking back and everything, when did Strung Out kind of first get started? And were you there from the very beginning, or did you come a little bit after?
I got in pretty soon. Like, the guys first got it going back in 91.
Yeah.
And, started, just playing some parties, getting some songs together. I ended up joining, July, summer of 92. And at that point, they had already pretty much put together an entire album worth of songs that they recorded. That came out to be the Skinny Years release that we ended up putting out. And and then, we were already working on the next album when I got involved. So kind of started adding to it. And, I was the young guy in the band, so I was kind of just watching the process. Mm-hmm. And I learned so much from Jim and Rob and Jason and all the guys back in the early days. So it was really cool to get into something. I was 17 at the time. And, we got progress going pretty quick. We ended up meeting Fat Mike within about a year, and we decided to do a record with him, and Fat Records just started blowing up right around that time. So it was perfect timing for us to come out.
And right now we're looking at what? Is it 25 years now that you guys have been together?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, man, 25, 26. It's something crazy.
Did you ever think getting into this business that you would still be active this long?
I guess I hope so. You know, I definitely was optimistic that we would have a long career, and if Strung Out didn't make it or whatever, keep going. I was always hopefully going to have something musical to be doing, because music is my favorite thing in the world to create, and I'm so fortunate to get to play guitar in a band that I'm happy to be playing with. So, but yeah, dude, I mean, we always just kind of took it 1 year at a time. Let's work on the next tour, let's get the next record together, and next thing you know, it just became 20 years, 25 years. It goes by so quickly, when you're busy, and it doesn't feel like it, but it's amazing to look back on.
So let's say if, back in the day things didn't work out with Strung Out and you just made a living, let's say, in a cover band or something, because it's music, would you still be content with that?
I think as long as I was playing music, I would be happier than if I wasn't, absolutely. But it's so cool to be a part of writing original material and putting out songs that, other people get so much out of as well. That's a really great thing to hear from people, when they get a record of ours and it means so much to them. So that's, it's the ultimate. But I think as long as I was playing guitar, in a cover band and an original band and in a studio gig, whatever it would be, I always thought it'd be really cool one day to play on the Tonight Show or something.
Oh yeah, for real.
Be the guitar player in that band, because then it's a killer day-to-day gig where you you have to worry about the next tour. You've got your day-to-day planned, and you still get to play music. So maybe one day down the line I might end up trying to do something more like that. But for now, it's just incredible to still get to play with these dudes and have a good time with it.
Yeah, well, the band you really need to get with right now is with the Roots on Jimmy Fallon's show, man.
Right.
And if you need me to take care of the guitar player, I got a guy, so that spot might open up for you.
We might have to have a separate call. We might have to do a separate call about that.
Definitely. So let me ask you, I think I know the answer to this question because most musicians answer the same way. Do you prefer touring and playing live music rather than in the studio producing?
Oh, yeah, I certainly do. I mean, there's great things to getting into the studio and writing the songs, adding to the songs. Like, when the chemistry clicks and all of a sudden a new part comes together and it just blows you away, that's amazing. And there's no real duplicating that. But for me, the real reward is then taking that and taking it to the stage and then playing it live and getting, out there. That, to me, has always been my favorite aspect of it. And that's, to me, the most rewarding side of it. And these days, unfortunately, in a lot of ways, you sort of have to tour to make a living, where the studio gigs, you're not going to really make too much of a living doing that anymore unless you're kind of doing hip-hop or something.
Yeah.
So, as it turns out, it's more about the live scene. And I'm really glad because I would much rather be doing the live thing than just going to the studio and sitting in there. And, you're inside all day. You don't get to see the light as much. Like, you're just kind of, it's real cooped up.
Yeah.
And you get like a weird vampire sort of mentality in there, going a lot late nights and stuff like that. So to me, it's so much cooler to get out on the road and be able to play the shows live and connect with fans and really do it as a live thing. So yeah, very happy to have the live gig going.
Well, not only that though, but you're actually seeing the fruits of your labor. You're getting the feedback from the audience, and you're seeing how much they like the songs.
Exactly.
And they're dropping money for tickets to come and see you guys, and you really got to appreciate that, man.
It's incredible, and it makes you work hard to live up to that because, these people, like you said, they're spending hard money to come see you, and they're traveling. Some people drive 3-4 hours, whatever, to get to a show, and that's just incredible, and that amount of effort is really appreciated. So that's why we're always trying to step it up and put on the best show and do our best to make people feel like they've actually gotten something out of their experience.
So you guys are heading to Australia.
We actually just got back.
You just got back. Yeah, I wasn't quite sure. I didn't look that up. So you guys are playing the whole sophomore album, Suburban Teenage Wasteland Blues. I mean, how was that received, man? It must have been freaking crazy.
Really cool, it's crazy to still have such a following for that record that came out, 23 years ago, something like that. And but it's just, a lot of people grew up with that record. It was one of our definitive early releases. So it's just always been one that's struck a chord with a lot of people, and and I'm happy to play whatever gets people into it. I don't mind playing an older record. I like playing the new stuff as well, and we would do the entire record, and then we'd still do a bunch of newer stuff. So it's more than just that. But yeah, for me, it's great, and it just means a lot to have people still get something out of it. And when we were creating those songs together, just writing them, we never knew if anyone would ever care about it or if the record would go anywhere. And for it to still have this kind of life to it, it's really neat. And, once again, just trying to work hard to maintain the ability to perform those songs, because we're 23 years older now. So sometimes it's a little more of a challenge to perform what you could at 20 at 45 or something. But yeah, it's absolutely, that's the challenge, and we're up for it.
Now, as a guitar player, are you self-taught?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, definitely.
Good.
Definitely.
Did you learn like putting vinyl on and turning it at a slow speed, picking out the notes, or did you just pick it up and just listen to all the sounds on the fretboard and kind of put it together?
It's a little bit of everything. I took lessons early on, and my teachers taught me how to read the tablature notation and stuff like that. So
That's what I do.
I would buy a lot of music books. Yeah, exactly. You just look it up, and these days online you can just look up any song, and it's all right there. So it's never been easier to go, hey, what is that riff? And you look it up, and it's like, okay, cool, and then I've got that. And I like that, and I also like playing along to a record and kind of picking up riffs as well. Yeah. But so it's a little bit of in between, and then learning from the other guys in the band, learning from other guitar players I've gotten to watch on the road. You just kind of you try to absorb it all. And that's what I've tried to do. I try to constantly learn something new, constantly learn some new technique, improve my technique.
Of course.
There's no limit to it. You're never at a point where you've learned everything. So, I might feel like I have what we do down pretty well, but there's a million other styles to get into and that we can incorporate into what we do. And then there's just your day-to-day maintenance. just trying to practice day to day to maintain what you've already done. And, like we play pretty fast, high performance sort of music. So there's definitely, some maintenance involved. If I don't touch my guitar for 3 weeks and then I try to practice, I'm not going to be up to it. So, there's just that day to day, and, you want to make it fun and keep it interesting. So I'm always trying to learn something new.
Yeah, and I think it was Slash that said, when you practice, if you're playing the same thing over and over, you're not really practicing. You got to kind of go into something else that you've never played before, because that's going to be the challenge,
Absolutely.
So that's
Absolutely.
good.
I mean, there's two schools. There's the muscle memory where you do sort of need to do the repetition to maintain the clean sort of performance and the attack, especially with real fast stuff. But I get what he's saying. Like, you don't want to just go over the same thing and never branch out of that, because then you'll be really limited. And sure, you won't ever really broaden your potential that way. So absolutely, dude, you want to do equal parts. I think you want to do a lot of maintenance, but then you also got to just get outside of that safety and try some new stuff and look up some interesting other players. And it's never been easier. Like I said, with YouTube and with all the tab sites out there, you can just look up all kinds of music. So it's great.
So final question, is there an official drop date, and is there a title for the new album?
No, not at this point. We're looking to track it by the end of the year and then get it out next year, the first half of next year. But, it's a little early to suggest any sort of date. We'll keep you guys posted. We'll let people know, and Fat Records will let everyone know once it's ready. And, right now we're just still in the writing phase, but coming up with a lot of really cool stuff. So I'm excited for it.
Sounds great, Jake. Hey, I want to thank you so much for taking time on your pre-tour vacation, because you guys are getting ready to hit the road. And I'm gonna get this up and running by the end of the day. Now that I have your number, I'll send you a link to it. I'd like you to take a look at it. If there's something you would like us to add or detract or anything, we're very flexible.
Okay.
And I'll send it to Fat Rec as well. And I have one favor maybe you can help me with. I have a nephew that is 10 years old, and you are his favorite freaking band. I mean, 10 years old already. He knows what good music is out there,
That's great.
We're
great to hear.
We're gonna come out. We're gonna review the band. We're gonna get the photo passes in order and stuff. But is it possible for us to stop back either before or after and let him meet you guys?
Yeah, I'm sure, man. I'm sure, absolutely. I mean, you got my number. Just shoot me a text. And I'd be happy to let him come say hello, and I'll let him check out my guitars and stuff like that.
Dude, man, this kid's gonna shit his pants, bro.
That's great. I mean, I'm just happy to hear that, because sometimes I worry like younger kids don't really care about rock and roll anymore, or guitars, and you don't hear about it much in society today or in the mainstream. So I'm willing to do anything I can to keep that fire alive in younger kids and let them show, guitar is such a cool instrument, and we've got to keep it alive. The next generation, I hope, really continues it and picks it up.
Well, I think it has to do with...
My pleasure.
I think it has to do with the parents, too, because this kid's dad is a guitar player. He manages a hard rock cafe, tattoos from head to toe, even has an 8-ball tattooed on the palm of his hand, and I mean, he's just this. I mean, he's a punk rocker dude, So when you grow up like that, hearing your dad's records and the Clash and all that kind of stuff, and Sid and Nancy and everything, it's going to be in the blood. So we look forward to seeing you at Revolution Live on August 31st. Hope you guys come out, kick some ass, leave some bodies on the stage, and we're going to have a great time with you.
You got it, my man. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, and I look forward to seeing you there.
All right, safe travels. See you in Fort Lauderdale.
All right, have a great day, dude.
Bye, buddy.
See you soon.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.